basically why, how, and when. And so these are exciting dimensions of what we've been blessed to have our hands on. As Bob said, once you know that you're in the right place, the right time, with the right people, the right company, the right compensation plan, the right product, gold and silver, couldn't be any better timing for this. Now you only got to do two things. Number one, treat this like a business. And we're going to talk about the distinctions. What does that mean? You can do this part-time, full-time, but you cannot do it no time, right, Bob?
That's right. You can't do it as a hobby. You got to take it serious. You got to treat it like you just spent 500 grand, or you got a loan for $500,000 to do this business. And if you treat it like that, then it's going to reward you exactly the same way. Uh, Except you don't have to have all of that financial burden and of debt repayment for that $500,000. It if you look at real network marketing and just look at the hundreds of companies over the uh, uh, last 76 years in the industry of network marketing that are still in existence today, and people from all walks of life has succeeded. And it doesn't matter what their education, what their experience levels are. And that's what I sifted through. And I haven't done many network marketing companies. This is my third, but network marketing versus my education in chemical engineering and a master's in business, uh, and and the blessings that the Lord gave me with my mind, uh, it, it propelled me to levels of income in a corporate world that less than 2% ever get to. But uh, that that didn't give me a lifestyle. It didn't give me time with my family, time with my children, uh, and it gave me a lot of stress because you when you're up at the top of the pyramid, oh yeah, that's the true pyramids in life. Is the corporate world, the government. Those are the real pyramids in life, uh, because everybody is trying to knock you off that top because there's only so many positions up there. And it's just everybody thinks it's fun, but that is not a nice place to be. It is as backstabbing as you can get. And it's just not the culture you want to be in. When you're in a culture like we're in networking, it's people helping people. And if you're in the right company at the right place at the right time, it is the best atmosphere. It's like building family. You're always expanding your family. So let's get right to our training. I am recording it today, so I'm going to try and keep everybody to keep their cell phone mute if they possibly can. That would help us limit the background noise. And uh, so what I'd like to do, this is our people already kind of got introduced to 7K. This is our skills development, our learning the things we need to learn to actually progress a lot faster and rank up a lot faster. And those are the kind of things I want to share with today. But always what I like to do, and I'm going to do it again. Uh, one of the great things about this is if you have a system, then you develop a network that stays together, that that grows together, that that helps one another. And that is the reason that I was able to develop an organization of 70,000 people in a short 4 years back in the 90s and got me financial independence. But yet it wasn't me. I made $1 million a year plus in back in those days with the gold and silver company that Richard Wayne Hansen was the top of the computer, but I made more than him. And that's where I really learned the binary system and how to optimize it and how to how to teach it and how to help people optimize it for their own benefit and earn gold and silver, God's money. Well, I developed this system back then with my prior years of influence and in learning network marketing through a $2 billion company today, and I did well. But here's the key, and it's 7 pieces of paper, and I want everybody to always present this to everyone they sponsor and go over it real quick. I'm going to do, you'll hear me repeat this over and over and over, because this is the essential part of being successful and keeping and building a residual walkaway income. You, the first one is everybody understand when you sponsor someone that it takes time to learn network marketing. None of us know how to do it unless you're already a multiple year 6-figure earner. You do not know how to do network marketing. It's like I said, I'm a chemical engineer, master in business, extremely successful corporate executive, and I had to learn it. And it took me quite a number of years to learn it. The skills, the attitudes, the techniques, but they're all, everyone can master them, no matter what. If you're a total introvert, you can master these. And I've seen it over and over and over again and again and again. So I know that what I just said is true. In fact, we have a silver associate in this business right now that that has earned a 6-figure income for the last 3.5 years. In fact, almost has earned over $500,000 with this business, and she was an introvert. I mean, she just absolutely frozen solid to even look somebody in the eye and talk. But now she has a presence that's unbelievable. Why? She makes a 6-figure, more than a 6-figure income. Well, see, it's learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques. It's going to take you, most people on average, I say it takes 2 years to learn those, but you get to earn while you learn. And that's the same that we would have to do in anything we do to become a doctor, become an engineer, become a craftsman, whatever, but make that commitment of 2 years to learn. And we tell you exactly what you got to do in that 10 hours. We got to get a 10-hour commitment out of you. You're not willing to put 10 hours into improving yourself and developing a residual income for the rest of your life for 2 years, and control your attitude. Yeah, control your attitude. That's one again. But we tell you exactly what to do and where to spend those 10 hours. And then we also give you a plan to how you develop your business. Since it's a left-right business, we share a plan, and this is to keep harmony and cohesiveness and minimize the amount of let's say friction in your business. And I've had lots of experience in this, and so that's why I give you a plan of the how to. And learning this is very important. And then understanding the power of exponential expansion. It's not just your effort, it's the efforts of 1% of 100 people instead of 100% of your own effort, like it is in a job. It's 100% of your own effort in a job. And that's why it's always just over broke. We're always just another minute away from being fired or losing our job because technology put people out of business or whatever the reasons. But here in exponential expansion, you are looking for business partners. And if it took you 12 years to attain that, because you are at the right place at the right time with the right company at the right products, if it took you 12 years and you end up with 4,000 people in your network, 2 on one side, 2,000 on one side, 2,000 on the other side, and if they're all just buying a coin of the month, that's 40,000 points, 2,000 times 20 average, 40,000 points coming up that tracking center every week on each side allows you to make $5,000 extra a week if you're a goal in the company. And even if you're not, and you only had one on the left and one on the right, you're making a $500 check for the rest of your life. I mean, what else are we doing with $500 and accumulating wealth and learning how to share that gives us that opportunity? Learning how to share that with the people that you're in with and understanding that this is their shot at becoming one of these. This is their shot. It's much better opportunity of winning at this and learning skills, attitudes, and techniques than it is trying to play the lottery. So this is part of the system. Read attitude, post it on your mirror, post it on your refrigerator, read it once a day when you get up in the morning. Do not miss a day without reading this by Chuck Swindoll. Open up your Bible and read 15 minutes a day. After that, you will develop those skills, attitudes, and techniques from that book. And every great motivator preaches uh, uh, success principles, and they all admit they learn them and pull them out of that book. So just do it. I mean, we're only talking 15 minutes a day for 5 days a week. And then you will develop the belief in this profession that I have. And when you have that belief, then nothing is going to stop you in learning and belief in this business system. As you see it working, you will then have that belief. And then you'll believe in the fact that you can do this also. Now, that's the system, and we teach it, we preach it, and every person you sponsor, and make sure they have these pieces of paper in their hands. Now, I'm going to move to the other major part of this. Once you get in, we have my 7 steps to success. All these is to help minimize errors in signing up and enrolling in the business and placing in the business and understanding what a business family pack is. Well, that's why we want to give those out as soon as we can, even to persons. We give that first 1A, and 2 right when a person's enrolling. It helps them enroll and enroll properly, and it helps them enroll their family business pack properly, helps them understand what it is, helps you in communicating what that is. That means duplication. Duplication is the key to success in networking and in building a large, cohesive business. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I've already got a proven system that I did and developed 70,000 people within the 90s. And I'm doing it again. I'm at 74. And I didn't start this to make the biggest income in the company. I started to help people through 7K own gold and silver, because I've been doing that free ever since 2000 up into 2016. And now with 7K, I get to be remunerated for it. And it's just teaching people how they need to own gold and silver as part of the diversification. If they want to take control of their financial future, they have to own gold and silver. And why not get it at the best price? 7K has the best price. If you want to sell it, they have the best buyback. I mean, those are the simple principles that, see, you've got to believe them as I believe them. And if you believe them as I believe, and how do you get to believe them? Through your own experience. You'll find that you can't buy gold and silver anywhere else. Not real gold and silver. I mean, you can buy fake stuff, but who wants fake stuff? But from any legitimate source, there is no one that beats 7K's price in selling it to you and then buying it back from you. And so that principle is what we build this whole base business on, is everyone needs to own gold and silver. And in time, people don't see what you see. You're the leaders. You're the ones that have understanding. Many other people, it takes them 10, 12 times to hear it before they really understand it. Or so many other people have to be doing it before they start doing it. Well, you're not that type of person. That's why you're here today. You're a visionary. You understand. You see things that others don't see. you're a 20%er or 20% of a 20%er, a 4%er. And so that's the main thing that we as leaders are setting the example for other people, and we do it by doing. Now, I want to go over some of the mechanics today that sometimes we fail to just totally communicate in our rapid growth and excitement and things like that. So let's talk about our coin of the month. That is the heartbeat of your residual income, the autosaver. And the rationale for the autosaver is the $1.2 million mistake, but it's grown beyond that with us because we have exclusive, unique coins that they can't buy anywhere else. So there is no price comparison anymore. So we really don't have that objection. It's not a legitimate objection anymore because our state series coin, just the Idaho State Series, if any and new people, you don't have that coin. Now, for you to get that coin, you're going to have to pay double what people paid for it because nobody sell it for less than that. And there are a few people who have extras, but they know it's going to be worth way more than that in the future. So they just won't release it for less than that. Same thing with a Montana, same thing with a Texas, a Florida. Those first 5 states are very difficult to get right now. But does that mean that you shouldn't have a coin of the collection? Absolutely not. Yeah. Subsets of sets are always worth a lot more than just individuals in any type of collecting world. So let's get to some of the mechanics that sometimes can cause problem and misunderstandings. And I'm going to share my screen and get into our back office to share this. And this is the auto shipper and how to set it up. Okay. One of the things that we want to do is get with a person when they sign in, because when they sign in and they enroll for the auto shipper, it's normally set for either the 1st or the 15th. So that's by default by the computer at 7K. And so what we need to do is when we get a person that signed in, let's say they typically the default is supposed to be set for the date furthest away from their enrollment date. So if they enrolled on the 8th, that it should be set by default for the 1st and not the 15th, because the 15th comes up in 7 days and they would be shipped another coin and they just joined. And not, some people might want that, but a lot of people would say, well, I just joined and now I'm getting charged with a shipment. That is not the way. We can only do so much, the company can only do so much in programming. So it's left up to us, the leaders, to work with our team and getting the mechanics straight. So I teach people that when you go in and you're working and you're getting your profile and you're setting up and putting your profile, part of the system that we have is to set up and get their profile, get their email and phone address to edit this function, make sure that check is checked, and so that it gets down on the bottom of their website. And at the very bottom of the website, then they'll have their name, address, and phone number. And then that's easy for like me to find a person in our group and communicate with them and welcome them instead of everybody passing texts around and emails around. But this is how I can find them, because I can find them in my downline report, and you can too. And if you duplicate this, it makes your communication with your group go much faster, much easier, and less complex. Well, the other thing I want you to do is learning how to say, teaching their holding tank and their genealogy set. That is so important in the very beginning, making sure their address is correct, making sure their email is correct, making sure their phone number is correct by going back into their back office with them. But here's the other thing. The main thing is getting that also that autosaver set. If they've signed up, you can go in here and you can change that autosaver date. Now, you've got to know how to do this, and you got to know how to also process now an autosaver, because that's very important for your rank and for your pay. And you'll find this out in the very near future. And so right now you can see mine set on the 21st. Okay, and I'm getting the variety package. Now I get each one of them. We have 4 accounts between my wife and I and our companies, and so we get all of the products, but we order them in different places. Uh, and let's say you just signed up and today is the 8th. So since today is the 8th, they probably are going to set your autosaver, if you sign up today, for the 1st. That's the way it should be set. But what if it was erroneously set by the computer for the 15th? Well, you want to go into a person's office, see what it's set for. And if it's set for the 15th, you just do this. You just pick the date, if they're doing a basic or doing a variety, whichever coin they're doing, and you pick let's say the 1st, you add it to it. Okay. Once you add it first, then what you do is you delete this account and you say, okay, that's gone. Now I just changed mine from the variety to the basic, and I changed the date to the 1st. It's that simple. But you go in, help that person, make sure they understand what date they're getting their coin on. Now, this is another very important function, because sometimes, let's say I'm going to get my variety back on my 21st, the date I had it. I want to get it set back. And so now I'm set up to get 2, one on the 1st and one on the 21st. I'm getting a variety and the state series MS-70 Eagle. Okay, so if I leave it like that, that's what I'll get. Now process it. But let's say I needed an active. I have only 3 actives on my left side, and I have 2 actives on my right side, and one of them is my wife, and I need to have a 3rd active so I can be a bronze that end of the pay week. Well, and I've got volume in my account that I'm going to get $2,000 if I'm a bronze. But if I'm just a copper, I'm going to get $1,000, but I got $2,000 or more on each side. So I need to be a bronze. Well, who wouldn't go and buy a coin in one of their positions, or one of their people's positions on the right side, to make an active? I wouldn't ask somebody to do it. I would go and buy a coin. I'd go buy a coin, and I could buy a coin by processing now. And if I got a business family pack and it happens to be my spouse or one of my centers, I just go in that center, add this, I click process now. And if I click there, it would make an order. Okay. And I'd order a coin for $105. I get a valuable coin, and I'll get another $1,000 in pay. Difference between a copper and a bronze. Now, gee whiz, a lot of people would do that. Now I'm teaching really advanced principles here. Okay. Because a lot of you don't even know about this part yet. But you will learn. And that's why I'm introducing it to you right now. And I'm introducing it along with how you change your auto ship date and how you set your auto ship date. Now, another thing, I'm deleting this, as you see. Another thing is, as you sponsor people, you are producing more than 15 points of activity. So as you enroll someone, your whole activity date changes. So you become active again with 32 more days. So you can change your auto ship date based on your activity. So how do you know what your activity is? You go to your profile and you see, oh, I'm active for 15 days. 17 days. There it is right there. Last active, 17 days. My rank is go. I have 852 loyalty points. And this is where you find out how many leadership points or credits you have. So this is the very important little section right here that a lot of people don't know about. That's very important to your pay and very important to how often you get a coin and when you're active and when you're inactive. And so here we go. I'm 17 days. So 15 days from now, I must order a coin. Well, 15 days from today is what? The 23rd. Right? 15 and 8 is 23rd. That'll make 32 days. I'd become inactive. So let me go back to the autosaver. And I'm set for the 21st. Oh, I'm okay. I'm going to be active. I'm not going to go inactive. That's super. I don't want to go inactive because if I go inactive, I'll lose those loyalty points. Oh, wow. I don't want to lose loyalty points. That's free silver. Why would I want to go inactive? Why would I want to go inactive when I know that my coin doesn't cost me $105? I'm only paying about $42 for it. And I went through that analysis before. And if you haven't seen it, then make sure you get with someone that can. But because basically we get commission points for the coin, we get loyalty points when we buy it, and loyalty points mean free product. And so when we start deducting, and then our tax benefits, because that's a demonstration product. And so when we start deducting all of those things from that $105 or $139 cost, then we find out it really doesn't cost us that much. We just look at it in the pure form of the cost instead of the net cost to us. Net cost is what you want to look at because that's cash flow. That's business. See, I look at everything as business, and I think you should too. I never tell people to spend more money than they make. That's good business principle. You don't go in debt. You always stay debt free, and you always stay ahead of the ball game. And we're for teaching people how to accumulate wealth, not to go in debt. We're teaching people how to accumulate and build wealth. And that's our whole principle in our team and the way we do 7K. And so the other thing that I want to show you why you need to learn how to change your coin date. And see, and I need to start really teaching this because a lot of as you see, I'm just a goal, and so all I can make is 7,000 a week, and I'm not very frustrated at all. I don't get angry because I've got more points than I'm going to get paid on, because I could be an executive goal and I would be paid $10,000 dollars, but and I would definitely make that 64 if the organization didn't do it. I would, trust me, because I don't have any leadership points, and then if I didn't have any leadership points, all I would be paid would be 9,500, and then 464 points would go to loyalty points, because if I was an executive goal, I could earn 10,000. So I'm in doing some of these advanced training, I'll incorporate a lot of things that may confuse a lot of you in the beginning, but it all come clear as you hear the recording. That's why I'm recording this. So as a goal, I can just earn 7,000 a week. So they'll subtract 900. If we ended the payday today, right now, they'd subtract 909.64, pay me 7,000 from this side, and subtract 9,964 from this side. So it's all points cycle. When you're above your pay level, every point will cycle from both sides. And then I'll start next week with 0 right here. But next week, I know, and the 15th, I've got 4,150 points coming up with people that are scheduled to buy their auto shipper. So bingo, I'll start out with 4,150 points. And then I've been in the business for 4 and almost a half years now. And so I got a lot of people renewing on the left side. So the renewals will add to that. Then if we have any new business come in, that'll add to that. So, and this week I only started with 1,580, and look, we're at 9,964. But that's all I had in coins bought today. This morning they were processed. And so that came in added to the renewals and new business that was developed by the group. Not by me. I didn't sponsor anyone this week or last week or the week before. Otherwise, I'd have leadership points if I did. See, so why I want to teach you, if you see, we've had a lot of growth in the business. Hawaii has been a lot of growth. And so therefore, I used to teach to try and even out this week, by getting people to change their auto shipper. But I haven't been able to teach this. This is the first teaching on this to our Hawaii group. And so you don't want all your coins coming on the first. You don't want them all coin on the 15th. You want them to kind of even out during the weeks. And so you do that by managing your auto ship date. And so you do that by also managing your activity date. And so you teach that to your organization, and then yours when time, like mine used to be, but it's now gotten lopsided again. But now we're teaching again. And so we pretty much had this pretty even. It doesn't always stay even, but it gets pretty even on a weekly basis. And if we manage it through the autosaver. And many people are interested in that because they may have a business family pack. They want to keep their centers active, and they may buy their coins on the like, if this is your center at the top, this is your center at the left, this is your center at the right. Well, if you're sponsoring here, that makes that active, and you may not be able to buy 3 coins. But I always find a way to buy 3 coins. Many business people do, but there are some people who I can understand their cash flow, but I give them a plan of how to do that. If you're sponsoring here and building this business the way I teach it, then this becomes active. Every time you sponsor someone, it starts your activity date over. You're active for 32 days. If you generate 15 or more points, either through a coin purchase or through enrolling somebody new. Well, that starts that new, and you could buy your coin on your pay side. Let's say this is my pay side. It's my weakest side is your pay side, the one that has the least in the bank account. That's your pay side. So I'd buy my coin here, making that active, and then the points would count for this center, and then it would count for this center, so I'll get double points. Oh, yeah. And so many times we'll buy our more expensive coins, or the ones that give us the most points. And that's what I mean by expensive, the one that gives us most points, not in cost, because I look at these as in not cost. I look at them as increasing our net worth. The points will count for this center. It will go to the weakest side or the pay side of that center, and it rolls up here, so you get double points when you buy in a center here. But you got to make sure you never let your top center go inactive, because you lose loyalty points and you can lose your commission points. And so how is that possible? Well, let's look at an example of how I check this stuff and how you can check it too. we can go into your Downline Explorer, and when you pull up your Downline Explorer, the only thing it's going to show you is, first of all actives in your business. So in other words, I have 3,135 people on my left team and right team that are signed up for the auto shipper, and they're active. They're buying a coin every month. Okay. Well, that's not everybody I have, because I have a lot of people that have business family packs, and they buy the coin when they need to make their check or keep them active, and on one or two centers. So I have to click inactive to find out which how many people there really are in my group, and there's 4,727 on both sides. Okay, so how do I find out who's going to become inactive? Let's just say I unclick that. I just look at actives, and I say, okay, who are going to be inactive soon? And then I can look and see everybody in my group, and I can look left side and right side. Okay, I can look left side. Oh, look, left side, pretty good. I only have a few, and I can tell if any of them affect me. And if I don't know who the person is, I can click on them, and I'd say, well, there's the sponsor. Let me call him or text him. So this is what you can do also in your group. You can check these things like I do, and uh and and communicate with your group. You can also do either side, but then how about a countdown to inactivity? See, this says inactive in 1 day. Okay. Down here, it says inactive in 3 days. Well, it'll give you a countdown starting 4 days. Because if look at Farah, the last activity was April 5th. Today is what? May 8th. So they didn't reorder on May 5th. Now they're on autosaver, but maybe their autosaver was set for the 15th because they didn't order it today. They would be 0. Today is a shipment. 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, 26th. So something may happen with Farah. Either they're set for the 15th. If they're the 15th, they're going to be inactive. They will lose their loyalty points because 4 days and 8 is 12. So I'm going to contact Farah. If they're okay with losing their loyalty points, that's fine. But see, I'm not going to contact Farah because I didn't sponsor them. I call the person that enrolled them if I'm the upline leader. Now I know I've got leaders in between me and Dewey, so I know that leader is doing that already because I trained that leader. So I know they're doing that. Now, if it comes down that Farah became inactive and then they're going to lose their point, how do I know how they're going to lose their point? Well, I look at inactive. I look at everybody in the group, and notice this says inactive in 0 days. They're inactive. Okay, that meant that 1 day changed to 0 days, they became inactive. So when it says 1 day left, you become inactive that next day. So you must take action when it says 1 day left. Okay. As you see some of these down here, 1 day left, they're still green. But as soon as it turns to 0, they become inactive. That meant that 1 day is over. Okay. And the thing I ask with inactives is I say, who will flush points soon? You ask that question, who will flush points soon? And now it's going to tell me these people that were inactive, now they have an 8-day countdown. See, it starts at 8 days. 8 days. They give them like a grace period. Uh, not many companies would do that. This company gives you a grace period. You got 8 days before you lose your points. Now, this person, John Rooney, at that day, they definitely, this person is not only does he have $5,661 in his bank on his left side, he's got 120 on his right side. And see, he's not signed up for an autosaver. So his enroller, needs to be talking with him because he's going to lose those points in 8 days. They'll flush, they'll become 0-0 on both sides. What's he have to do? Just order a coin. Back active, points stay, and he moves on. Okay. Now, that's the same with any of these people. Now, people who have 0-0, they're not concerned with flushing their points because they don't have any points. This has 75-270. I wouldn't want to lose those points, but that's up to the individual. This person is losing theirs tomorrow. Those will zero out unless they buy a coin today. Okay. So these are the intricacies, yeah, you can lose your points. It says active. You got to be active. You got to be trying to make a check to even get those 1099 tax benefits. So changing your auto ship date, getting a new person enrolled, their auto ship date is correct. And by the way, if the computer put their auto ship date really close to them, like they signed up on the 8th and it turned into the 15th and you didn't get it done, as soon as that order's made, go into your back office, tell the person, go in their back office, click on chat, open up the chat function right there, right? I don't cancel this order, don't ship it, and put the order number in and reset your auto ship date. Okay. So if you have an order that you made mistakenly, do it immediately through the chat function. Okay. That way it's set up. And also, I'll tell people to copy and paste and send an email to support. And if you were canceling an order, say urgent, cancel order as part of the subject. Now, how do you find that order number? Well, you go to your order history and you're going to find in your order history your order number, and it'll tell you it's pending shipment. And you can click on it and you can print out your receipt if you want, and you can see your and it tells you what you are being shipped. So if you've got a pending shipment, you can see what is being shipped. Okay. That's another thing for people who want to know about that. And so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to I hope this gave you a little bit more insight into helping manage your business and helping getting your business off and communicating with everyone so that they have a good experience their first couple of weeks in with 7K. And it's important that we get that auto shipper right, and we understand how to reset dates and how we can manage our business as a business more effectively and efficiently in the future to optimize your gain, your financial income. And that's what it's all about. I thank you for your time and attention. I'm going to take questions, but I'm I'm gonna stop the recording now so we can use it as a training tool.